Tonight on 7 News, murder charges. The dramatic arrest of 3 people after the discovery of a body north of Perth.
Another outage cripples 000 calls, with the chaos spreading to Telstra and the NBN.
Horror erupts at a Sunday church service as a gunman opens fire on worshippers.
WA's quake capital, the wheatbelt town shaken again.
A royal tour on the cards. Will and Kate invited to pay us a visit.
And bad boy Bailey strikes again with a Mad Monday controversy.
Live from Perth, this is 7 News with Susanna Carr and Rick Arden.
Good evening and welcome to 7 News. The body of Perth man Jaden Self has finally been found in bushland north of Perth. It comes after an intensive search for the 33-year-old who's been missing for months.
3 people have now been charged with his murder. As Nick Overall reports, police made dramatic arrests at an Attadale unit that's been the centre of investigations.
Marched into the light of day and out of an Attadale home shrouded in mystery. A man is arrested by tactical officers at the unit on Money Road, where police now allege Jaden Self was murdered. 40-year-old Beng Seng Soo, one of 3 taken in by the homicide squad. 42-year-old Jonathan Allen Donaldson also arrested, as well as 39-year-old Jessica Walker, understood to be the ex-partner of Self, who lived at the unit with him for several years.
A very long, protracted and complex investigation. Unfortunately, it's a tragic outcome, a tragic series of events.
The 33-year-old was last seen 4 months ago. Detectives now allege he was killed at the home on Money Road on the 14th of May. His body then buried in bushland near Pinjar, more than 40 kilometres away.
On Saturday, discovered the remains. We will also allege that the persons responsible returned to that address on the 24th of May, where they disposed of other items and evidence.
It took until August before police were told Self had vanished, tipped off by the public, the Attadale unit becoming the centre of their probe, igniting a string of questions from neighbours. One gave us this letter, which says it's from 2 of the accused. In case you have not heard, the recent police presence at my unit was due to my ex, who has gone missing, Jessie and Beng. All 3 of the accused faced court today, none speaking except to say they understood the charges. None entered a plea. Miss Walker bowed her head and cried as the accusation of murder was read out to her. The trio will stay behind bars until their next court appearance in October, where what happened at a unit closed for weeks might finally be brought into the open. Nick Overall, 7 News.
The nation's 000 dramas have worsened. Today, Telstra customers in our state's southwest were hit by a mobile outage, while in the eastern states, some Optus users have been unable to get through to emergency.
In Dapto today, the Optus fail had customers talking.
The whole phone just kept cutting in and out yesterday. Luckily, I didn't need anything urgent.
Some did. The telco says 9 calls to 000 didn't get through. One of those callers needed an ambulance.
I have a sick husband and I use the ambulance service. So, yes, it is a worry.
That's something that needs to be addressed.
It's quite concerning. Well, it should work on any network regardless.
If I was an Optus customer, I'd get out.
Optus once more apologising, blaming the outage on a problem with a local mobile telephone tower site affecting more than 4,000 customers.
This is an absolutely shocking failure.
I do think it's up to Optus now to explain what happened and more importantly, what are they going to do to fix it?
Once was bad enough, but twice in a couple of weeks is just mind-boggling.
Beyond Optus, in southwest WA today, a Telstra mobile outage, and we've learned NBN landlines also failed in another part of WA on Friday.
We are calling for an independent inquiry into the whole 000 ecosystem.
Here in Dapto, police had to be called in to track down some of the affected emergency callers who Optus couldn't reach. Thankfully, they're all okay. The telco also says that several customers were making calls to test the 000 system.
It seems that Australians are losing confidence in the network and that would be devastating.
Confidence likely on the agenda of an Optus board meeting today, which included the boss of its Singaporean owners. He and Optus CEO Stephen Rue will meet the Federal Communications Minister tomorrow with plenty to talk about.
As a customer, what would you say to Optus?
Get your act together.
Paul Kadak, 7 News.
The Prime Minister has made a rare foray into the domestic politics of another country. Anthony Albanese was well in his comfort zone, revelling in a sea of Labor red as VIP guest at the UK's party conference in Liverpool.
Welcomed as a Labor hero, lauded in Liverpool.
A real inspiration to those of us on the left.
Inhaling his applause for achieving something few in modern politics have. Being re-elected with an increased majority. How? Quoting the city's legendary Fab Four.
A long and winding road.
At the moment in Britain, a bumpy one.
We all sense this is an era where our capacity for peaceful disagreement is being tested.
That obvious to Sir Keir Starmer, anger over uncontrolled migration boiling over on the streets, and Nigel Farage's Reform Party leading him in the polls. Mr Albanese warning trust in governments and institutions is under siege.
But what I see here in UK Labor is the same determination that I know lives in every member of the Australian Labor Party. An absolute resolve to stand together and defend democracy itself.
In the audience with his fiancée Jodie Hayden, Julia Gillard, the former Prime Minister, no doubt agreeing with this.
The asset every progressive leader in every positive and ambitious government wishes they had more of. Time.
Something Anthony Albanese and the other Labor power brokers didn't give her, removing Kevin Rudd for her, then dumping her after just 3 years for a Rudd return.
This is a risky break from convention. Travelling Prime Ministers normally try not to get involved in the domestic politics of another country. Anthony Albanese criticised Scott Morrison for doing it with Donald Trump, and now he's doing it himself.
Not quite a Wapakoneta rally.
Whether together, we're making jobs great again. Cheers.
But not far off. A highly political speech.
The low politics of fear and resentment are easy, but they only divide the country, they don't advance it.
Comparing the current challenge to the post-World War II rebuild from tyranny and fascism.
Things worth doing are hard, and things worth doing are worth fighting for.
Leaving with a curious mix, answering the love of the British left with a Donald Trump fist pump.
And Mark Riley is in Abu Dhabi tonight. Mark, one last order of business for Anthony Albanese.
Yeah, the final stop on the Prime Minister's 12-day overseas tour, the business here in the Arab Emirates to mark the beginning of a very rich free trade agreement worth about $12 billion in two-way trade a year. At first, the Prime Minister and fiancée Jodie Hayden given a tour of the stunning Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, renowned in the Arab and Muslim worlds as one of the most impressive places of worship. The real business here, though, he's meeting later tonight with Emirates leader Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed to mark the start of that free trade deal. Is a significant one for Anthony Albanese. It's the first that's been negotiated from start to finish and to begin under his government. The first, he says, of many.
Mark, thank you. Australia's budget bottom line has made a rapid resurgence, but it still lurks in the red. The federal government revealing we're now $10 billion in deficit. That figure, $17 billion less than first predicted.
This is the biggest ever positive improvement in the budget in a single parliamentary term.
He has said it himself that his budget is not sustainable.
The improved figure is linked to a stronger jobs market and more take-home pay.
Premier Roger Cook is concluding his tour of China and Japan, where his delegation has concentrated heavily on attracting investment to Western Australia. The two countries are our number one and number two trading partners, with WA enjoying a huge surplus.
These trade missions are all about Western Australian jobs, making sure we build relationships which lead to transactions, which means we have further investment in Western Australia.
During the trip, energy giant Woodside signed a memorandum of understanding to provide liquid hydrogen to two of Japan's biggest power companies.
The wheatbelt town of Walcatcham has been rocked by another earthquake. The small community northeast of Perth is becoming WA's quake capital after being shaken almost 200 times this year. Experts say it could be a sign of bigger things to come.
since this rumble in July. While Catcham has had another 40 earthquakes, an old fault line stirring under the wheat belt town.
All the earthquakes are lining up in a nice sort of quite east-west trending pattern, which suggests there's a fault at depth which is being reactivated.
The latest struck southeast of the town after midnight, a 3.5 magnitude tremor. It was shallow, the depth just 4 kilometres, which is why experts say it was felt almost 200 kilometres away in Perth.
If it occurs deep, deep down in the crust, then by the time the energy's spread out to the surface, you don't feel quite as much. But for the shallow ones, if you're close by, then you're more likely to feel what's going on.
While Catcham is an hour away from Meckering, where a 6.9 magnitude earthquake reduced many buildings in the town to rubble in 1968. There have been more than 170 earthquakes in the Wild Catcham area in the past 12 months. Most have been minor, but seismologists say they're closely monitoring the activity in case it's building up to something bigger.
In some ways it's better if there's lots of small earthquakes. That stops the stress building up and hopefully dissipates it a little bit.
The wheat belt on shaky ground. Monique Dirks, 7 News.
A Sunday morning church service has turned to horror in the United States. A gunman crashed his truck into a Mormon church, spraying the congregation with bullets and setting the building ablaze.
The man was killed in a shootout with police, but at least 4 innocent victims are dead.
Minutes before the Mormon church erupted in flames, it was filled with hundreds of worshippers.
I need manpower up here ASAP. I have people trapped in the building.
Sunday morning services interrupted when a man armed with an assault rifle rammed his ute into the building.
He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church.
Identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, an Iraq war veteran, police say he shot and killed 2 members of the congregation. 8 others were taken to hospital, including children.
He pointed his gun at our car and fired 3 shots. 2 of them went through our windshield and just missed me.
Confronted by 2 officers in the church car park, Sanford was killed in a shootout as the fire he'd set took hold.
The suspect used an accelerant of some sort, we believe gasoline, and lit the church on fire.
Authorities later finding 2 more victims among the charred ruins of the church.
So that makes our total victim count up to 4.
Donald Trump says it appears to be yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States, part of what he calls an epidemic of violence.
We're heartbroken.
The bomb squad searching Sanford's truck and home as police look for a motive. In the United States, Rob Scott, 7 News.
There were tears and tributes in Joondalup today as thousands of police officers remembered their own lost in the line of duty. Heartbroken families also joined the service as part of Police Remembrance Day. Here's Amelia Brune.
A grieving mum mourning her son. Natalie Woods' world came crashing down 2 years ago when 28-year-old Anthony Woods was mowed down and killed after a police pursuit in Ascot.
It's really hard. It's something that you can't describe until you're actually there.
Today, Anthony's 7-year-old nephew laid a wreath in his honour as hundreds of mourners gathered to remember those men and women in blue who went to work and never came home.
All police officers are aware of the risks, but they still attend to their duty, selflessly committed to keeping us safe.
In WA, 89 police officers have lost their lives in the line of duty. Around the country, it's many more, including 2 police officers murdered in Victoria just last month. Their accused killer is still on the run.
In just 3 short years, we have lost 6 police officers to tragic circumstances.
The Commissioner called Police Remembrance Day the most important of the year, a day not only for grieving those lost, but also legacy, making sure those who paid the ultimate price are never forgotten.
And we'll bring them here every year and talk about it every year.
Amelia Brune, 7 News.
The Cats might have fallen short on Saturday, but they're the undisputed premiers of Mad Monday. Geelong Stars played dress-up again today with Bailey Smith in more hot water over an online post about a journalist.
It's Mad Monday, and it didn't take long for it to descend into madness.
Big day, mate, big day, so I've got to carry the boats. Ready to go, mate. So I haven't sunk piss all weekend, so I'm due.
Doing his best Brad Pitt impersonation from Legends of the Fall, Bailey Smith quickly came true on his word.
Here we go, mate. Ready to pin the ears back.
Less than an hour in, he posted a series of eye-catching Instagram stories. Teammate Max Holmes had dressed up as Seven journalist Caroline Wilson, but it was Smith's caption of "Caro's never looked better," along with some ambiguous emojis and a further comment of "so naughty," which blurred the lines. And he wasn't the only one playing with fire.
It's like to mix and match it, you know. Take whatever's in the garage and, yeah, on our way.
Ollie Dempsey and Sam de Koning making light of industry jokes about major sponsor Cotton On and its partnership of Bailey Smith outside the salary cap.
Cotton On got us this one, but, you know, nothing out of it.
No, they didn't.
Oh, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
The duo in a brand new Aston Martin with brown paper bags to boot.
What's in the brown paper bag?
Oh, nothing. Don't look at that. I accidentally. Pockets weren't big enough.
Mitch Duncan wasn't hiding the fact that he's headed west as an assistant coach, while the Irish Cats were dressed as Irish band Kneecap. The Fantastic Four arrived in full glory as Shannon Neal lent into his family's tradition of doing a shot of tequila for every goal he kicks.
How many shots today?
Oh, I've got a bag full of these little shot cups, so we'll see how we go.
Up north, the premiers partied behind closed doors with an op shop theme, but decided to get changed away from cameras.
I think I've had maybe 2 hours of sleep in the last couple of days, which has been nice, but I got back home last night. Got to see the dogs as well, which is pretty good, so I put the medals on them last night, which is awesome. But yeah, it's, the party rolls on.
The Cats putting away pints with the best dress-ups in the game, but the Lions are celebrating with the only cup that counts. Xander Maguire, 7 News.
Time for a check of our weather now. Let's cross live to Jerrie Demasi at the Perth Royal Show. And Jerrie, you're on high ground at Cattle Lane.
With me here and his wonderful family. Farmer Nathan, tell us, people can come down and feed a carrot to a cow. It's for a good cause.
Yes, it's to raise money for Black Dog Ride, which is raising awareness of depression and suicide prevention.
What a great cause that is too. And tell me, what's so special about these beautiful breeds?
They are such a placid breed. They're really healthy beef, and they are one of the oldest registered breeds in the world.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time, guys. Lovely to meet you, Thomas and Honey. And hasn't it been a fantastic day for the show? Weather conditions have been perfect. The cold front that brought us some rain overnight has pushed east with a ridge of high pressure in its wake. So we should see a string of really nice dry days now. 13.1 was our minimum in Perth this morning. We peaked at 20.7 degrees just before 1 p.m. with a light sea breeze in before midday. When I'm back, I'll have your full 7-day forecast and more adventures from Cattle Lane, Rick and Sue.
7 News live from Perth.
Still to come this news hour, a royal visit on the cards. William and Kate tipped to tour down under when they could visit.
Russia unleashes a barrage on Ukraine, killing a little girl.
Health concerns for Dolly Parton as the country star cancels concerts.
Turning 2 hours into 2 minutes, the world's tallest bridge opens to traffic.
And later, Olympic legend Liesl Jones breaking the stigma on a common health problem. A man has died in an incident involving a tractor on a rural property in Perth's southeast. Police, firefighters and ambulances crews attended the Jarradale property just after 11:30 this morning. But sadly, a 76-year-old man couldn't be saved. WorkSafe has been advised and a report will be prepared for the coroner.
The royal rumour mill is in overdrive tonight after the Prime Minister revealed to 7 News he's invited the Prince and Princess of Wales to Australia. It's long overdue. Their last visit was more than a decade ago when Prince George was just 8 months old.
Touching down in Sydney in 2014, Prince William, Princess Kate, along with Prince George, then dubbed the Republican Slayer. Now, 11 years on, the Walesers are tipped for a royal return.
This is something that is imperative, I think, for the British royal family, and I think it'll be right up there. And as soon as it can be worked out, I'm sure it'll happen.
The prospect reportedly raised between the Prime Minister's office and the palace after Anthony Albanese's audience with King Charles in Balmoral.
We're hoping to welcome his heir to Australia in the not too distant future next year.
If Prince William and Princess Catherine come and their kids, they'd be very welcome, I'm sure.
I've welcomed the Prince and Princess of Wales to Canberra previously as well. I took them to the Arboretum. It's a lovely way to showcase Australia to the world.
But with Prince George now 12, Princess Charlotte 10 and Louis just 7, next year's school holidays in August appear the most likely in the event of a full family affair.
I think on a trip of that magnitude, of that importance, they'd want to take their kids with them.
Last time, Victoria, WA and Tasmania missed out. The states are near certainty to square off in the race to feature on the royal itinerary.
There'll be a scrap, I'm sure, but they'll all be rolling the sleeves up. It's the greatest show on earth.
This might be the couple's only chance to visit Australia as Prince and Princess of Wales. In 2014, they were the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and with more than a decade between trips, any royal tour after this raises the possibility of them arriving as King and Queen.
The Princess of Wales has been ill. If she can do this trip, that really will be something special.
In London, Ben Downing, 7 News.
A 12-year-old girl is among 4 people killed in Ukraine after Russia launched an aerial ambush that lasted 12 hours. Hundreds of drones and 48 missiles were fired by Moscow, with the majority shot down. Kyiv bore the brunt of the attack. The Kremlin claims it only hit military targets, but a kindergarten, cardiology unit and residential buildings were struck in the barrage.
The world's tallest bridge has officially opened in southwest China. The bridge soars 625 metres above a river and is nearly 9 times as tall as San Francisco's Golden Gate. It took nearly 3 years to build, slashing travel time across the deep canyon from 2 hours to just 2 minutes.
Country music star Dolly Parton has revealed she's dealing with health challenges that have forced her to postpone 6 upcoming concerts in the US. In a social media post, she declared she needs a few procedures. The 79-year-old reassured her fans she's not quitting the business because God hasn't said anything about stopping yet.
This is 7 News Perth on your Monday holiday.
Next, shopping centre rampage. A driver faces court over a wild ride through the middle of a mall.
Relieved but red-faced how 2 boaties were rescued after days stranded at sea.
The new push to get you buying the best from the West.
And later, why the humble landline phone is set for a comeback. That special report is still to come.
West Australians are being urged to buy local produce under a new Buy West Eat Best campaign. It was launched today at the Perth Royal Show and encourages people to purchase food, fish and beverages grown and caught locally.
You know by purchasing ingredients, products, goods with that logo on that you're supporting our WA farmers, our fishers, our regional and rural communities, and that money is staying here in Western Australia.
Local produce can be identified by the Buy West Eat Best logo.
The man accused of driving a Land Cruiser through the middle of a Melbourne shopping centre was allegedly planning to flee interstate. He's now seeking bail for drug treatment, trying to convince a court he isn't a flight risk.
Speeding through Northland, police today claimed they were able to quickly identify the driver of this allegedly stolen white Land Cruiser because of his distinctive neck and arm tattoos and his basketball team cap. Girawa May is accused of ramming a police car outside the centre in June before smashing through glass doors and a children's playground, narrowly missing shoppers. He was arrested in East Melbourne the following morning and today applied for bail. Investigators pushing back, arguing he's a flight risk. They say text messages on his phone revealed a plan to flee across the border. I'm outski. I'm going to New South Wales cuz dead set. The magistrates court heard the 27-year-old had been staying at a rehabilitation centre and was on a community corrections order at the time of the offending.
The magistrate will reveal his decision on whether Mr May will be granted bail tomorrow morning.
morning. If approved, the 27-year-old will spend another 2 nights behind bars here at the Remand Centre, awaiting a spare bed at Odyssey House to resume his drug and alcohol treatment. Bethan Yeoman, 7 News.
Police have blasted 2 sailors saved in a marathon search and rescue operation off the coast of New South Wales. Strong winds and forceful currents pushed their catamaran more than 40 kilometres out to sea. Authorities say their underpowered vessel should never have left port.
A crippled catamaran pulled into port this morning, mates reunited.
Good to see you, buddy.
After a fearful 48 hours at sea.
We've been wet for 2 days and 2 nights, and that was taking its toll. We were both absolutely fatigued.
This was the moment the yacht Mangrove Jack was found. Skipper Philip Kershaw and a crewmate rescued. They'd been delivering the boat to Brisbane for a friend.
But I was so frightened. I thought I'd lost my friends, and that was just breaking my heart. I honestly can't thank everyone enough.
They'd left Yamba Saturday morning, headed north, but never arrived. The search began that night. Then, just after 9 p.m. Sunday, the men made contact. Their location well off course, south, 40 kilometres from shore.
Adrift, no power, no navigation lights, no safety equipment. These 2 men are lucky to be alive. These 2 men probably should have perished at sea if it wasn't for the quick actions of police, AMSA and marine rescue in saving their lives.
They blame unexpected weather.
If it wasn't seaworthy, it would have broken up or sunk.
Water police aren't just putting these 2 men on notice, but all boaties. As the weather heats up, authorities want people to make sure their vessels are well maintained and shipshape before hitting the water.
And if you don't have the skills to go to sea, don't go to sea.
Andrew Denny, 7 News.
The deadly Optus outage comes as consumer confidence towards our telcos nosedives. Experts are warning urgent action is needed to rebuild trust, and there's a push for the humble yet reliable landline to make a comeback.
A blast from the past, but have we cut the cord on landlines too soon? Mobiles have major drawbacks: weak or lost signals, batteries dying, big crowds can jam the network. Medical pendants generally use 4G, connect to Wi-Fi or your mobile. But some mobiles have SOS features connected via satellite.
Landlines are typically more reliable than mobiles. It's good to have that backup means of communicating, especially when you need to call 000.
Only 15% of Australians use one to make calls, down 3% in a year. For over 75s, the age group that embraces them the most, a decline from 58% in 2023 to 45% now.
Well, I'm concerned about the cost of landline driving many families to cancel the services.
But as traditional copper networks migrate to the NBN, landlines will always need the power to be on.
We need to rely on communications for everything we do. We need to make sure that this system works.
Households are hanging up home phones just as they are losing confidence in major telcos. 40% don't trust their provider to act in their best interest. Nearly half don't trust it will keep costs low.
We need to make sure that the federal government is stepping in to shore up the system right now so that we can have confidence that public safety is protected.
Angelique Opie, 7 News.
Still to come tonight, the rising cost of seeing your GP.
Doctors are sounding the alarm. The new push for free healthcare as bulk billing rates drop.
Will the Reserve Bank deliver more relief for home buyers? What the experts predict next.
Plus, Olympian Liesl Jones opens up over a common health concern.
And coming up in sport, look who's joining the Eagles, plus details on West Coast's AFL assistance package. A Star Demon heads to Adelaide, and Europe's Ryder Cup team takes a jab at Donald Trump.
Nailing the perfect selfie. The new iPhone camera put to the test. Everything you need to know to snap the ultimate family photo. Plus, Hollywood hunk Glenn Powell as you've never seen him before. The A-list star on his shock new transformation. Start with Sunrise.
Now, Fuel Watch. Perth's petrol prices brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
Hello, the Reserve Bank met today and tomorrow they'll make a call on interest rates. Experts widely expect no change until November at the earliest. A top UBS finance analyst is urging Commonwealth Bank shareholders to sell, saying stocks currently worth $125 are overvalued. And former Optus CEO Kelly Bayer-Rosmarin, who resigned over the company's handling of a national service outage in 2023, has been named CEO of Australian Unity. The ASX 200 up on a 4-day high, up 75 points. Aussie warfare company Drone Shield, a standout $4.42. And the Brisbane Broncos hitting a record high after booking a spot in the NRL Grand Final. The Aussie dollar is bouncing back from a 3-week low, buying 65.69 US cents and 97.72 Japanese yen.
And 7 News will have tomorrow's interest rate announcement live at 12:30, followed by a full report in the news at 6 o'clock.
Mortgage holders are opting to keep their loans unchanged rather than spend the extra money from interest rate cuts. That's according to new data from Commonwealth Bank. Only 11% of home buyers reduced their repayments after last month's Reserve Bank meeting. Customers have purchased their first home with the least likely group to ease the burden.
Bulk billing rates in Australia have tumbled, with only about 1 in 10 GPs bulk billing every patient. Doctors are calling for more government support to keep up with healthcare costs, but there are questions about whether patients should keep footing the bill.
It's never been more expensive to see a doctor, and patients are sick of it.
I think it's absurd, especially with the daily rate these days, like everything's going up.
Everyone should have access to it and not have to worry about it.
They should make it a lot cheaper for struggling families.
A new report shows a standard consult has gone up from $78 to $82 this year, leaving an average out-of-pocket fee of $39. Only about 12% of general practitioners fully bulk bill, forcing almost 1 in 10 Australians to delay seeing a doctor.
I think we definitely need more investment in Medicare so that these costs are minimised.
GPs want more government subsidies for longer consultations and extra staff to help with complex cases.
There's no substitute for the care you get from a GP who knows you and your history, and that by properly funding and investing in general practice care, we're going to allow more of the population to stay healthy.
But the government isn't considering that when doctors working in cities already earn up to $350,000 a year, up to $450,000 in the regions. From November, most GPs will get bigger government incentives to bulk bill every patient with a Medicare card, not just children or concession card holders.
We're very confident that will turn bulk billing rates around and start to see an increase very, very quickly.
Jennifer Beshwati, 7 News.
We can now take you inside what's said to be Australia's first Squid Games themed wedding. No expense was spared as newlyweds Olivia and Anthony tied the knot in Brisbane with a nod to the popular Netflix series. The wedding reception was decorated in the show's colours, with staff dressed as pink guards. Guests even took part in Squid Game challenges. It's a secret battle that some women face, and now an Olympic legend is speaking out. Still to come, Liesl Jones with an important message for Australians suffering hair loss. Don't miss that story soon on 7 News.
But first, Adrian Barrich has sport, and we know what the Eagles assistance package is going to be, Barra.
We do, Sue. Rick, it sounds a bit strange, I know, but they are getting extra help from the AFL West Coast. That's next. Plus, look who's trying to dodge the media. Petrarca's great escape, a premiership hero captured sneaking into Adelaide. And Rory McIlroy responds to the hecklers in the best way possible at the Ryder Cup. Melbourne star Christian Petrarca has taken a huge step towards joining the Crows next year. The 29-year-old flew into Adelaide today with wife Belle and manager Annie Scully.
Christian, you open to a move to the Crows? I don't think it's the appropriate time to comment. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Petrarca is contracted to the Demons until 2029, can you believe? Brisbane has just enjoyed one of its greatest sporting weekends as both AFL and NRL delivered in style, and incredibly, the Lions will get even stronger next year. Set to land free agents Essendon's Sam Draper and a bloke you might know, Eagle Oscar Allen.
Brisbane is bracing for possibly the biggest party the city has ever seen. Back-to-back titles has Lions fans celebrating. And if the Broncos win on Sunday, Brizzy will be renamed Title Town.
The party rolls on. I think I've had maybe 2 hours of sleep in the last couple of days, which has been nice.
Got home last night, a few hours each night, so getting just enough to keep going.
And the Ashcrofts are Brisbane football royalty, the state's first family of AFL. Between them, they have 6 premierships and 2 Norm Smith medals. The brothers, the new Scott twins.
It's pretty cool. So, Dad's obviously had a great career, and then for us to sort of keep carrying it on now and just getting started.
And in a team full of stars, Will is a future captain. Fans love his mullet, and maybe a Brownlow medal is next.
I've got so many different things I can work on throughout the off-season, which I will do, and I've only played 50-something games, so I'm excited for what's to come.
Remarkably, Will is 21, while Levi is only 18.
People don't understand, he's still only 18. He doesn't turn 19 until December.
Young Levi going from asking for permission to come on to the G after last year's grand final to booting a crucial goal in this year's season decider.
For him to break in round 1 to a premiership team, make his debut and then play well enough to play the whole year, culminating in a grand final and then a premiership, you couldn't ask for any more.
And Dockers fans will remember Adrian Fletcher. He won Freo's first Glendinning medal in 1999. It's now called the Glendinning Allen Medal. He was also Freo's co-captain and took out a Doig. He even kicked the ball to an umpire.
And the mark has been taken by umpire Carey.
But with 231 games with 3 clubs, he never won a flag. His son Jasper making up for that. He's got 2 premierships to his name now.
I didn't get to the dance floor. I didn't get the opportunity. Just to watch your boy wear the colours and play in back-to-back premiership. I don't know if it gets much better than that. It's pretty special.
Fletch, great stuff. Geelong great Mitch Duncan is set to join the Eagles as an assistant coach next season, and he sent a not-so-subtle message at today's Mad Monday celebrations. Yep, the 300-game dual premiership star proudly donning the blue and gold ahead of moving home to Perth next year. And West Coast are expected to land an end-of-first-round draft pick as part of their assistance package from the AFL. They could use it to secure dual premiership defender Brandon Starcevic from Brisbane. They are also set to benefit from up to 4 additional rookie list spots. OK, to golf, and Europe has claimed a dramatic Ryder Cup victory overshadowed by rowdy crowds and fiery confrontations. Tensions ran high in a fiercely contested battle against the US. Here's how the unforgettable showdown played out.
The Ryder Cup remains Europe's. Winning on US soil for the first time in 13 years, in an arena as hostile and vitriolic as we witnessed at Bethpage Black, made this
very funny.
Rory McIlroy's wife Erica had a cup of beer thrown at her on day 2.
It should be off limits, but obviously it wasn't this week. I think golf should be held to a higher standard.
Beginning the final day 7 points down, Team USA threatened the comeback of all comebacks. Europe won just one of the 12 singles matches, but the hole the Americans had dug themselves was too deep. Shane Lowry's half with Russ Henley secured a 15-13 win for the visitors.
That was the hardest couple of hours of my whole life, honestly.
Yeah, the boys really fought today. That was incredible. I didn't expect anything different.
As the sun disappeared and the champagne flowed, there was one last loose end to tie up.
Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching Donald Trump?
He was congratulating the boys on social media. Nick Markham, 7 News.
Arsenal are right on the heels of Premier League leaders Liverpool. The Gunners moved into second on the table, 2 points behind the Reds, with the last gasp 2-1 win at Newcastle.
And it's a header by Gabriel! And Arsenal have done it in the 96th minute!
Elsewhere, Aston Villa won their first game of the season 3-1 over Fulham. And Perth Wildcats great Bryce Cotton has made a record-breaking start to his career at the Adelaide 36ers. The 5-time NBL MVP scored 39 points on debut, the most by any player for a team since 2009.
I just wanted to be sure I was aggressive, and that's not necessarily meaning to shoot the ball. But when I'm in attack mode, I know I draw a lot of attention. If I'm aggressive and I have a shot, I got to be quick enough to know that's mine to take.
The 36ers beat the Bullets 87-80 to kick off their season in style. Cotton will tackle his old team for the first time on December 7 when the Cats host the 36ers at RAC Arena. I think that'll be a very big game. I think it might be sold out. I reckon the Red Army will have to welcome Matt out, so to speak.
I bet they're still sad, though.
Yeah. Oh, and angry.
It'll be very interesting, won't it? We'll see. Thanks,
See you
Darren.
guys.
Olympic champion Liesl Jones has revealed she's waging a personal battle with hair loss.
The swimming legend says she's lost clumps of hair and now she's using new cutting-edge treatments to help combat the problem.
But Liesl Jones up full body length in front of the rest of the field, and maybe the greatest breaststroker ever, wins the Olympic gold medal.
Olympic legend Liesl Jones facing a new challenge, this time outside the pool.
My journey with hair loss has been, I guess, a little bit traumatic to start with.
The 40-year-old revealing she's grappled with significant hair loss.
I really noticed probably about 18 months ago that my hair started to fall out in big clumps. So I was have a shower and then wash my hair and then huge clumps were falling out.
It's an issue many women face, but few discuss.
And I think perimenopause is another one of them, and quite a few stresses in my life that were happening all at one time.
The swimming great joining a long line of sports stars, including cricketers Shane Warne, Graham Gooch and Greg Matthews, in spruiking hair treatment options.
It's so easy to take. It's just a tablet every single day. It's just taking supplements and doing some PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma, and it goes into the scalp.
In the last 2 years, I would say 24 months, we're seeing more females come through.
It's working. We've got some amazing results with our ladies.
It's estimated around a third of women will experience hair loss at some point, with causes including medical conditions, hormonal changes and physical or emotional stress. Jones hoping retirement, less stress and time in the pool will also make a difference.
Chlorine probably did play a part in all of that. I mean, it's not the greatest thing for hair health.
Tara Stowers, 7 News.
Let's go live now to Jerrie Demasi at the Perth Royal Show. Jerry, a lovely day out there.
We've had great conditions for showgoers today, Rick, and tomorrow's looking fantastic too. Honey and I will have your 7-day forecast from Cattle Lane right after this. Welcome back. We are live from the Perth Royal Show for your weather tonight, and I am in Cattle Lane trying desperately to keep my boots clean with the beautiful Highland cows. And this is Honey. She's 19 years old and the star of the show. Have a carrot, Honey. She doesn't want my carrot. That's a bit awkward. But you can come down and give them a carrot tomorrow for a gold coin donation to charity. So come and check them out. It's been perfect Royal Show weather. 13 degrees was our early morning low. We made it right up to 20.7 around 1 p.m. Bit chilly now, though, I must say. It's about 15 degrees in Perth at the moment. On the satellite, a broad low pressure trough over the top end and a ridge over the south in the wake of a cold front that brought us that rain yesterday. Tomorrow, another weak front will brush the south coast. No rain in it for Perth, though. Out east, that front now bringing showers and storms to parts. That includes Adelaide, Melbourne and Hobart, all in for showers tomorrow. Sydney sunny and 28 for Brisbane also, and partly cloudy. Back home, cloudy for Bunbury and Busselton, both 20 degrees. We could see showers on the south coast, including Albany and Esperance. Morning frost possible over the goldfields, but mostly sunshine up north and through central WA. Kununurra heading for 41 and Exmouth looking at 30. On the waters off Perth tomorrow, variable below 10 knots, becoming southwesterly to 15 knots in the evening. Seas below a metre, swell to 2. It'll get down to 8 degrees tonight, then it's partly cloudy tomorrow. Chance of morning fog about the hills. Light winds with a sea breeze in around midday and a top of 21 degrees. Staying dry on Wednesday and sunny, 22. Nice and warm on Thursday, 27. Becoming cloudy on Friday, 23. Then wet weather arriving in time for the weekend, up to 15 mils of rain on Saturday, even more on Sunday, and then we might even see showers next Monday too. All right, that's all in weather. Now for tonight's winning lotto numbers. They are 26, 11, 27, 35, 28, 16 and the supplementaries 15 and 22. Those numbers again, 26, 11, 27, 35, 28, 16 and the subs 15 and 22. That's all from me in the cowsheds, Rick and Sue. I'll see you here again tomorrow.
Thanks, Jerry. Good effort, but no carrot, honey. That's 7 News for this King's Birthday public holiday. We'll be back with updates throughout the evening.
And for the latest stories, head to 7news.com.au. Enjoy the rest of your night here on Sept.